you ever felt, or have you always believed, that somewhere out there is this one person who is meant for you, and that in time, you two will meet and spend the rest of your life together? This is the simplest way we can relate to the innate knowing that our other half exists. The existence of our other half is apparent within us, manifested with our desire to always find the one to spend the rest of our life with. It is also an evident concept in different faiths, beliefs, and cultures that we are created as a pair, a twin, or a soul split in two. The splitting of this soul is essential to maximize the spiritual learning process. This is the best way to absorb volumes upon volumes of significant experiences needed to advance. By being separate, there is twice the capacity to learn in half the time it would normally take. Once spiritual enlightenment is achieved, the twin souls reunite, serve humanity, and rejoin the Creator. In Connections, we will be discussing how twin flames really affect each other, and the significance of the timing and the purpose of their meeting. We will also talk about experiences and try to address questions like, how is it possible that a twin flame is so cruel, or is trying to run away, or is trying to sabotage the relationship? But before we do that, let us explore a bit and start with something most of us are familiar with. Let's look at Adam and Eve. The Bible teaches us how God created Adam from the dust on the ground, breathed life into him, and later on created Eve from one of Adam's ribs. The Philippines has its folklore about the first man and woman. The story states that a mystical bird pecked a bamboo and split it open in half, freeing and revealing the first man, malakas, meaning strong, and the first woman, maganda, meaning beautiful. These stories reinforce the belief that we are from one source, possessing both male and female essences, also known as the yin and yang, or the positive and the negative. The twin attributes are intrinsic to us all. They stay connected to balance each other, to keep the harmony within us, and the unity with a higher power. When the source soul was split, each of the twin souls possesses both the male and female essences. However, in certain incarnations, either essence might be more dominant than the other, depending on the lessons that are needed to learn at a certain lifetime. When we say male and female essences, it is not confined between the opposite sex, but encompasses all in the physical form. Twin flames, after all, do not manifest exclusively between a man and a woman. Since we come from one source, we have the same composition as our twin soul. This keeps us connected with each other in all incarnations. Our twin will always remain within us. Some of our kindred spirits manifest this in the choice they make by going through life on their own. These kindred spirits truly appreciate their single blessedness. The term is actually profound because they have found contentment and completion within themselves. It shows their faith in knowing that their twin soul is always within them, albeit not physically. This does not mean that they do not suffer from yearning and loneliness at times. Of course they do. After all, they're just human, like us. However, it takes a very strong spirit to battle human urges, emotional longing, and decide to spend this lifetime learning and finding completeness within. These kindred spirits shows the best way to absorb life's lessons as much as they can with fewer distractions born of human frailties and want. Most of our blessed single kindred spirits are also immersed in heeding their calling, which is focused on being of service to others. They have truly found harmony within themselves. They have conquered our greatest fear of being alone and of needing someone else. They have a divine knowing that the more complete we feel within us, the more focused we become in fulfilling our soul's purpose, which in turn gets us closer to actually rejoining our twin soul or twin flame. When we are fortunate enough to meet our twin soul in the same incarnation, which is extremely rare by the way, it will not be perennially filled with drama and emotional turmoil. On the contrary, it will click as smoothly and harmoniously as possible, just the way it should be. There might be some issues to iron out, but in general, the meeting will be ideal in order to get down to the business of fulfilling the soul's mission, one that would really serve humanity and focus on assisting other souls to find unity within themselves and with a higher power. The light from a twin soul shines so brightly that through it, we will also be able to find our own way. In saying this, the intensity of each encounter with a karmic soulmate, which we normally mistake for a twin soul encounter, only reminds us how far or near we are to finding this completeness within ourselves. So it is inaccurate and unfair to associate relationships filled with strife, emotional upheavals, and want to be a manifestation of a twin soul encounter. Meeting a twin soul transcends human emotions. The meeting will not be bound by self-serving reasons, but will be highlighted by the need to serve others.